Okay, so the last thing that we're going to talk about in our organics unit is monomers and polymers. So all of these things that you see on the screen all have something in common. They are all polymers, okay? Which means that they're made up of very long strings of isomers, and isomers are monomers. Monomers are small molecules that are repeated to make a polymer. So these are each small molecules. So each of these may be an alkane, an alkene, an alkyne. They may have functional groups, but basically this is some sort of organic material. Okay, that is a monomer. When you take those monomers and you, let's say, like they're beads, thread them on a piece of thread. So now you're making this big chain. Okay, so you have the chain of monomers. These are called polymers. Polymers are large molecules made up of smaller repeating units. So when we say repeating units, we mean this one is the same as this one, is the same as this one, is the same as this one, right? But then when they come all together in one big chain, they become a polymer. They're small. They're very reactive molecules that link together to form polymers through a process called polymerization. Polymerization is what takes glue and turns it into slime. Okay. What is a polymer? Basically, again, if I'm taking each of these ethylenes and I'm putting them together to make one long chain, right? And so the monomer is ethylene. The polymer is polyethylene, right? So this is now polyethylene. Okay, and you might say, well, what happened to the double bond? Well, in order for this one to react with this one, this bond has to go away, and then a bond forms between this carbon and this carbon. This bond or this double bond goes away. There's now a bond between this carbon and this carbon, etc. Okay. What is a polymer? It's typically an inexpensive and easy to make. For example, many plastics can be made with the things that you see in this picture, which are just household chemicals. There's a wide range of properties. For example, plastic is a polymer, where plastic can be hard or it can be bendy. But then also slime is a polymer. So that means that polymers can also be gooey, right? And not necessarily hard. So, and then most polymers are easy to mold into some sort of shape. Okay. If you push or if you put the slime inside of a container, it's going to take the shape of the container. If you put plastic into a mold, it's going to take the shape of the mold. Okay, so that is polymers. Really, all you need to know is that polymers are chains of monomers, right? So smaller organic compounds that get chained together to make a polymer. Okay, all right, go Hawks.